Hello everybody, welcome back to 40 Days with Dietrich. Here we are on day 38, so we are quickly approaching the end of our time together. Day 38, otherwise known as Maundy Thursday, a day where we often hear the story of the Last Supper, Jesus partaking of the Passover meal one last time with his disciples before going to the Garden of Gethsemane and being betrayed at the hands of Jesus. Now, we've been using this book as we've gone along, A Year with Dietrich Bonhoeffer. But because it's Maundy Thursday, I thought it would be good for us to hear from life together. Bonhoeffer ends his book by talking about the Lord's Supper and what it means for Christians and how important it is. So I thought on this day of Maundy Thursday, it would be good to hear from that discussion. Literally, this is the very last paragraph of the book. So this is how Bonhoeffer ends his discussion on Christian community. Dietrich writes, "The day of the Lord's Supper is a joyous occasion for the Christian community. Reconciled in their hearts with God and one another, the community of faith receives the gift of Jesus Christ's body and blood, therein receiving forgiveness, new life, and salvation. New community with God and one another is given to it. The community of the Holy Lord's Supper is above all the fulfillment of Christian community. Just as the members of the community of faith are united in body and blood at the table of the Lord, so they will be together in eternity. Here, the community has reached its goal. Here, joy in Christ and Christ's community is complete. The life together of Christians under the Word has reached its fulfillment in the sacrament." So I find that this is just a wonderful way that Bonhoeffer ends life together. Not just necessarily in talking about the Lord's Supper, the Eucharist. As a faithful Lutheran, that would have been an important liturgy in the Lutheran Church. But it's not just about that. For Bonhoeffer, partaking in the bread and the wine, the Eucharist, he says, it's the place where the Christian community fulfills itself, where it has reached its goal. Because the goal of Christian faith, the goal of the Christian life, the goal of the Christian community is unification with God, is being tied to Jesus in the most profound way possible. And for Bonhoeffer, that's around the table of the Lord. So the fulfillment of the Christian community, the goal of the Christian community, isn't just the execution of its liturgies and rites, although that's important. It's not just about this personal living of Christian faith, although that's important as well. But the full goal of the Christian life is being tied to Jesus in the most profoundest of ways, is being unified to God. So in this place of the Eucharist, when we receive the bread and the wine, the body and the blood, as we approach the altar and we reach our hands out to receive, there's this interaction that happens by which we offer Jesus the fullness of ourselves and we receive the fullness of Christ's offering of himself for us. And so for Bonhoeffer, that's a profound place of transformation. And it's not one that we can just enter into personally or individualistically, I should say. So it's not just something that I partake in myself. I don't just go to the altar rail and get my personal wafer and my personal wine and just munch down my holy food for myself. No, for Bonhoeffer, this is a part about what it means to be a part of the Christian community. Because in the Last Supper, in the Lord's Supper, we become joined, not just to Jesus, and that's really, really important, but we also become joined to each other. So he talks about that new community with God and with one another is given to it. Just as members of the community of faith are united in body and blood, so they'll be together in unity. So, in this place of unification, which is around the altar table, right, this place of unification, we're not just unified with God, but we also recognize that as the Christian community shares in the one bread and the one wine, the one body and the one blood, so their life is a part of mine, and my life is a part of theirs. We are united. So I love how he terms the community of the Holy Lord's Supper. And I just think that's a beautiful way to describe the Christian community. Somebody says, well, what is the church? Well, the church is the community of the Holy Lord's Supper. And again, I know there's some congregations and there's some denominations that do this weekly. Some might do it monthly. Others might do it quarterly. However that works out in your own denomination, the reality is the same. That the Eucharist, the Lord's Supper, is this place where we participate in who we truly are as united with Jesus. Not just myself, but as a corporate body. And so, this place of the Lord's Supper, however that works out, is a joyous occasion for the Christian community. So maybe I'll end just with that prayer for us. Maundy Thursday is an interesting day because it's a day where we enter into the solemnness of the Last Supper, the solemnness of the betrayal. And yet the Last Supper, it is a foretaste of the heavenly banquet. It is the foretaste of the Eucharist, of which we are able to enter into again the mystery of our salvation, the mystery of our redemption, and realize in some real way Christ's presence, Christ's salvation, Christ's redemption for our lives here and now. And that has to be a joyous thing. So in this Maundy Thursday, may you uncover the joy of the Eucharist in your life. God bless you as you journey through these last few days of our journey through Lent, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.